Hello everyone, it's TheCanadianWifier here. I have a couple games for you today. First one's going to be NU, the second one's actually going to be Ubers. Before we get into that, let's get into the team preview. Now, this is actually a stall team I've been trying out. It's not very good. Generally when I try to do stall, I try to do shuffle stall, which revolves around hazard stacking and roar, etc. But with how prevalent defog is this generation, I didn't think it was going to work, so I resorted to toxic stall. In the first slot we have a defensive pelipper with defog, very handy, very useful. Second off, we got brakes, and ever since Gen 6 started, I've really wanted to use this thing. It is adorable. It has an amazing cry. I mean, the stats are back it up as well. It's got a great move pool. Just brakes and awesome. Got standard seismitoad. Fletch in there is there to clean up the game after everything's worn down with toxic. Now, if you don't know who the Goomy is, he's a very good OU battler who's actually going to appear in a live in my next video. But back to this. He mentioned to me that Aegislash's best set, one of Aegislash's best sets in OU is Subtoxic. And we were joking about how Subtoxic Doublade should be a thing. And I actually gave it a shot on this team. And I run Lefties because I don't want to run a Violate on a Pokemon with Substitute. And then in the last slot, I have Crotomb, which is Rest Talk, Calm Mind, and Dark Pulse Spiritomb. Lead, Torkoal versus Seismitoad. I'm just going to throw a Toxic out into the battlefield, see what I can get, as he goes out to Sceptile. Brayson is like the hardest of hard switch-ins. Even with Earthquake, it won't be doing that much, and obviously I could just switch back out, probably into Doublade. I'm going to throw a Will-O-Wisp out on the field, seeing the Substitute. And now I'm going to Protect, get him worn down. He goes down into Pataya range, and I'm just going to throw a Wish in the air, because I know he's not even going to come close to killing me. And look at that. Super effective hidden power, +1, doesn't even do a third. So he's going to go with the Girder. I could burn this thing, but I know it has Guts, and the easiest way to kill a Girder, even though it will activate Guts, is to just Toxic the damn thing. It'll get worn down so quickly. Drain Punch is not going to be able to accommodate for that, and even though you will be getting hurt more, he will eventually die. He goes out to Rotom on the Scald, as I don't really care if I get a Scarf on the Seismitoad, because really all it's going to be here for is throwing Toxics out on the battlefield, see how many things I can get poisoned. Girder is back in. This thing, Pelipper, it's still around, it's still here. It's not letting you it's not letting you buy, basically. Gorbis is in, and I really don't want him to pass a Shell Smash out to Swellow, especially because my Doublade is not a Violate, so it would not be able to take on Swellow very well. So I'm going to Toxic again, just in case he wanted to go to that, as I'm just going to 2-kill my Pelipper here. Now, I'm going to go out into Brayson, go for the Protect, obviously, just to wear him down with Toxic a little bit more. And then I make the really obvious play of going into Seismitoad on the Surf, which he predicts well and just kills my Seismitoad. Not that I really needed it, but the fact is I could have thrown a Wish up in the air with Brayson and then made myself look like a genius. I'm going to go back out into Brayson. Protect just because I can easily kill it with toxic damage, as I have fighting check number 2, which is max HP, max defense, Spiritomb, as I can just start Calm Minding in his face. He can't really touch me, and Dark Pulse, even at just +1, is going to do 50% of this Torkoal. He's going to go for Yawn, and I'd much rather put myself to sleep so I don't have to fuck around with trying to predict when I'm going to wake up and use Sleep Talk. I know I'm guaranteed 2 exact turns with this. Unfortunately, I'm going to pull the rest to start, as he goes out to Swellow, gets the Toxic Orb. I know Doublade is a decent switch-in. Without a Violate, it does like 25%, but I also have Lefties and Protect, so it is going to die very, very quickly, as I go for Substitute, knowing that even if he wants to switch out, if he wants to stay in, it's a safe play, as basically this Doublade spams Protect every other turn just to maximize Lefties, as it can throw a Toxic on the Torkoal. Start wearing it down, and the Protect is super obvious because it's literally free. I'm actually gonna go for Substitute though because I'm a good player. Never mind. As I can go for Protect, maximize that Lefties. You know how it is. As he goes for a Volt Switch, I don't really have a good switch in for it. So what I'm gonna do is just go for a Shadow Claw in case he wants to switch it up and go for Shadow Ball. It will be able to take out the Rotom. I'm not completely helpless. Girder comes in, don't want to take a knockoff, definitely want that Toxic start to rack up on him. Protect, get some more Lefties, multiple reasons for going for Protect there. Now, I don't want him Drain Punching and saving himself, so I'm going to go into Spiritomb. Even though he's going to get me really low, it's also going to kill his Girder. I'm going to be able to Sleep Talk the Dark Pulse. It doesn't really matter, because Swellow's is going to come right back in and force me out. Go back out into Doublade. Brave Bird hurts quite a lot. And to the point here where I can't actually sub, because if he Brave Birds and then I try to sub, it'll fail. So I gotta go for Protect there. Luckily he tries to U-turn out instead of hard switching, which is great, because what it allows me to do is throw another Toxic on the field in case he wanted to go out to the Rotom. because at this point I'm kind of scared of the Rotom coming in and sweeping me. So I force him out into Torkoal by staying in with Doublade, and as soon as he goes out into Torkoal, it's a free switch to Braixen, and at this point Braixen can throw a Wish up in the air as he switches out into his Rotom. I can Protect to make sure I get my health back, and he's still under the impression that Braixen is Fire Psychic. Sorry, it's just pure fire, so Shadow Bolt's going to do nothing. I'm going to be able to throw another Wish up in the air, and he's going to send out the old Swallow as I predict that nicely, go for the Flamethrower, get back up to full, and he's just going to forfeit, because if you look at the rest of his team, I can Protect on the Gorbis, it dies. I can stall out the Torkoal with Toxic, and the Rotom just dies to Braixen. So hip hip hooray, Braixen, amazing. Don't use this team, seriously, it's really bad. On to the Ubers game. Speaking of bad teams, my Ubers team is terrible, but I don't really care because I don't really take Ubers that seriously. I have all the necessary requirements, I feel. I have the Mega Kangaskhan, I have the check to Xerneas, which is Aegislash with Gyro Ball. I have Fairy Seus with the Defog, the Will-O-Wisp, the Judgment. I have O'Deer, which is Broken Deer. Has to be, like, if there was ever a nickname that summarized what a Pokemon does in one nickname, O'Deer for Xerneas is basically like the pristine nickname. I'm pretty proud of that nickname that I came up with, especially my set. Just O'Deer completely encapsulates everything. I have Assault Vest Yveltal, which I actually have been really liking. You can lead with it pretty safely. Stab Dark Pulse with Aura, Dark Aura really hurts. You have Oblivion Wing for massive healing with Assault Vest. You have U-Turn to keep up momentum, etc. And you have Skyman, because when it comes to Ubers, Skyman is just like one of my favorite Mons ever. It's so adorable, and when else do I get to use it? Looking at his team though, he has a Ho-Oh and a Kyogre, neither of which this team has a switch-in for, which is very bad, because if you don't have a switch-in for Ho-Oh or Kyogre, you're not going to get far in Ubers, so that's why this team isn't great. He's actually going to lead off with a Light Screen on the Arceus normal, which is why Dark Pulse does nothing. I'm going to be able to U-turn out, get my momentum up as he goes out into the Kangaskhan and just kill Shaman. I do get the Spidiff drop, but I mean, it's obviously a little bit too late. I'm going to go out into the Yveltal as he goes out to Arceus. The Oblivion Wing obviously would have killed said Kangaskhan at -2, even behind the Light Screen, as I'm going to be able to U-turn out into my own Kangaskhan, get the Mega up, and I'm going to go for a Power-Up Punch to get up to +2. As he goes out into his Xerneas. Now, he is behind screens, but I do know that this thing's such a threat, I really can't switch out. Luckily, he just goes straight for Moonblast, and he doesn't try to set up, so I'm just going to be able to kill him, and that's great. Xerneas down, Giant Threat down. Because his Xerneas is down, I don't really need Aegislash for anything, so I can pretty safely switch this thing, especially now that he's Mega'd, so he can't have Scrappy. Unfortunately, he has Crunch, which is bad, and then I make a really stupid play going for King Shield instead of another Toxic, so he gets a free switch out into threat number 1. Luckily, I take, like, nothing from the Sacred Fire, because I'm defensive Arceus. Unfortunately, I don't actually have a way to hurt him, don't have a status move. All I really have is, the only attacking move I have is, Fairy Judgment. So it's gonna do absolutely nothing to the special defensive Titan that Ho-Oh is. And unfortunately, Fairy Seus is just going to die, the good old Arceus Light. Gonna go out to Yveltal because I know Dark Pulse is gonna at least do a chunklet, as he Sacred Fires. It does too much, man. Ho-Oh is such a threat, and unfortunately the Dark Aura Sucker Punch does not kill him, and the Sacred Fire is gonna take me out on the second turn. Go out to Mega Kangaskhan. Now, I vote for Power Up Punch because I feel like it's my only play. There's no way he's staying in with Ho-Oh. He knows it saves my team. He's going to get the Regenerator if he switches out. Luckily, he goes out into Lugia, and instead of going for Ice Beam or Aero Blast, nobody cares Aero Blast, I don't know, but whatever offensive move he has, instead of going for that, he tries to go for Toxic, and he misses. The miss didn't really matter, but the fact that I can kill the Lugia is huge. I can go into the old Deer. And this is where the nickname kind of comes into play. He power-up punches instead of returns, which really puzzles me. I have no idea why he basically gave me the game. But Sucker Punch is only going to bring me down to half. I can just kill him with Moonblast. And, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. He goes out to Ho-Oh and then switches out to get the Regenerator back. as I can T-bolt, get the para. Para doesn't really matter because he's just going to take the time to set up screens, but you saw it there. I get up to +2 evasion. I have double team in the last slot on this, and I'm just going to real quick juke a Brave Bird. I can get off 2 Thunderbolts. He does have the light screen up, which is why it's doing absolutely nothing even though I'm at +2. And I'm able to dodge 2 Brave Birds. He still has the light screen up, which means he's going to take 2 more Thunderbolts to kill, which means I need to juke one last Brave Bird, and luckily I do, which just what the hell. Oh dear is the most encapsulating phrase for what the hell's going on here. Oh dear. And that's Ubers for me. Double Team Xernius. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I just had a couple games backed up in my folder that I have not narrated yet, and they may not be great games, but I feel like they're definitely uploadable games, and they're both showcasing a team that you haven't A, seen yet on my channel, and B, I don't really have plans for getting other battles with them in the future, so I definitely thought that was worth the upload. Hope you guys agreed, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, a rating would be much appreciated, and definitely look forward to that live coming out within a couple of days. I don't want to say tomorrow, because that puts a lot of pressure on me on editing and such, but definitely within a few days. I've been pretty busy with life lately, if you haven't noticed. That's why I haven't been uploading very consistently, but I'm going to try to get better, like always. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Take it easy, have a good day, see you later, peace.